If you had a time machine and could go back and give yourself some advice, knowing everything you know now, what would it be?
My advice to anyone who's beginning improv and is scared to death of it, just go on stage and don't say, oh, I've got to be funny. Just go on stage and listen to what everyone's doing, even if you go 4 or 5 minutes without a single laugh.
If I could give myself advice when I was first beginning to improvise, I'd say go take classes at the UCB right away. And myself would go, what's the UCB? And then my old self would go, you and your friends are going to create that.
I would stop me. In the past, me, the future, come to me and say, listen, I just got a second to talk to you.
Why?
I just got a second to talk to you. And what I want to tell you is, calm, focus, celebrate yourself, and know that you're going in the right direction, to the point that take that chance. Whatever that chance is, the next one, take it.
Oh, I know. And keep a diary. Yes, I wish that I had chronicled all the great stuff that was, it's weird because I was writing at the time. I was writing down scene ideas. I had books and I would write scene ideas at one end, character names at the other. But I wish I'd kept kind of a journal of what was going on at the times and been like Samuel Pepys. Because that would have been wonderful.
You have a better chance of being funny if you don't lead the scene, if you don't drive the scene. And I was obsessed with it. I was a control freak when I started.
Hey! What do you want? Bring me some reefers.
I drew up every scene I was in. And then I realized, 10 years later, it's so much more fun to just yes and other people's ideas.
Well, Jason, pull up!
All right.
Biggest mistake I made when I was first beginning to improvise was I did take from all those schools at the same time, and since they were all using a lot of the same words, I assumed they meant the same thing by the same words and by even the same exercises. And it took me years of perspective to look back and go, oh my God, they weren't talking about the same thing. Like, look, yes and, like we're talking right now. Like I could go to 3 different classes in the same week and they're all saying yes and, they're all teaching yes and, but they weren't saying the same thing. And I thought that was my fault, and I was like, I'm not getting this, or whatever the philosophy was that week. But then later I realized, oh, 2 of those teachers were wrong and one of them was right, or more right for me anyway. Maybe you can create your own philosophy, fine, but you can't just go, this week I'm going to be doing a relationship narrative improv, but I'm going to be focusing on the game, I'm going to put the game to the side. It's like, no, you can't. You have to focus on one thing, especially when you're beginning, So I'd say look around, see who's improvising, see who you want to improvise like, and go find out where they learned how to improvise, if you can't take from them directly.
Well, the best of luck to all of you, sir. Hope this thing works all right.
So do we. Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Actually, improvisation has always scared the hell out of me.